to say a very special thank you to the search committee. I know Frank's going to talk about you in just a moment, but the time and energy that you put forth over the last couple of weeks to find the right person for UMS-Wright, I'm forever grateful to have been a part of that. It's been a really special time, and it was hard, difficult, right? But you know, when we made, you know, we really sat down as a committee and wanted to do, you know, we really wanted to make sure we knew what our objectives were. And in doing so, we actually wrote those down. We wanted first and foremost a man who would come into this community and continue the great things that we do at UMS-Wright, but we wanted someone who would come in and fit the culture of this unique school. Secondly, we wanted someone who was a proven winner. And, you know, it's really an amazing story, very providential, how we got Sam's name, how we made contact with him. And it got so bad that Wes and I even went up there one Friday just to try to talk to Rachel, his wife, because I knew it was going to depend on her. So, man, we're excited. I'm excited for our players. I'm excited for our faculty. I'm excited personally. And so, just there's no question that we got the right man for this job. I told Sam in his home a couple of Fridays ago, and he said, you know, they were talking football, and I said, really, here's what I need from you as head of school. I need you to continue to help us raise men who are humble, men who are tenacious, and men who are competitive. Because at the end of the day, if we do those things, when he does those things, we're going to keep producing the kind of leaders that we produce. You know, we're not, and that's the most important thing that we can do as a school. So I believe Sam embraces that. You know, we know that UMS-Wright, that family is at the heart of everything we do. We say it all the time. We are a family. And you know, so this move, we're thrilled to have Sam, but we're equally thrilled to have Rachel, to have Caroline. They told me not to say their name, but I thought I was going to do it anyway. To have Catherine and Luke, welcoming them into our Bulldog family. At this time, it's my privilege to officially introduce our new head football coach, Sam Wiggins.
I'm going to break the ice a little bit with one quick funny thing before I get started, because I'm sure I'll forget something. I won't say everything perfect, so I can get that out of the way. The funniest phone call I've gotten in all this, my phone has never rang like it has. And I had a guy call me, he said, man, he's like, I know we don't talk very much, but I know who your agent is. And I'm like, my agent? I said, man, God must be a pretty good agent. But yeah, I just want to start off first by saying, you know, thankful to God, man. This is only a God thing. You know, everybody that's sitting around here right now, that's why I'm here. God placed me here. God put you in places for seasons of life at a time. And I was at Brandon for 4 years. I was at 3 great places before that, but now it's time to be at UMS and it's time to jump in. I want to thank you to my family. Rachel's, I don't want to make her start crying. Rachel, Luke, Catherine, Caroline, my mom's here, my father-in-law, Ken are here. They're my rock, so they're why I do what I do. They're what puts my feet on the floor in the morning. They're what keeps me marching. I want to thank Dr. Barber, Frank, Wes. I know that the rest of the search committee, but those are the guys that really sold me on this place, man. They really sold me on the vision, on the staying power of this football program, but of this school, man. So many great people. And then the community of UMS. I mean, it's just awesome to look out right now and see so many different people. I promise y'all I'll remember your names at some point in time, but I've shook so many hands and hugged so many necks. It's a great place, and it's cool to see generations of people come back and support something. So the question that I have not talked about a lot is what's it going to look like? You know, what's football going to look like? Obviously, we talked to the guys today, and I really talk about 3 things. I talk about attacking. Attacking's a mentality. It's something that'll be really personal to us, but it's a mentality you wake up with every day when you put your feet on the floor. Being better than the guy next to you. It's a future-oriented mentality. It's something that'll stay with you forever. I talked to them about doing your job, having a role in the team. If you're going to be a part of something, be the best version of you. We're all blessed with different levels of talent, but how great do you want to be being who you are? And we'll do that a lot. And then growing together as family. Starts today, right? Starts with meeting all of you, starts with meeting the guys, starts with meeting the coaches. But let's grow together as a family. Let's continue. This is not a new family. Let's continue to grow on the great tradition that UMS-Wright has. From a football standpoint, I'll take questions as soon as I'm done with this. I'm just going to say this. We're going to try to be the fastest team in the state of Alabama. Everybody goes, oh, Lord, he's going to get that, be that guy that don't want him to slow down in the game. But again, it goes back, if you're going to talk about attacking, if you're going to talk about doing things with a sense of urgency, if you're going to talk about doing everything with a purpose, we're going to play super fast offensively. We're going to fly. And when we were cooking in Mississippi, you can go back and watch live streams, we're 10 to 12 seconds snapping the ball. It's a lot of fun, puts people on the back foot, and it's a fun brand of football for the kids to play. Defensively, we're going to be the most disciplined and play harder than anybody that you'll ever see. I think that's part of relationships, that's part of doing your job, is wanting to do it so bad for your brother that you can't stand it. And I think when you watch our teams, you'll see that. And then finally, from a special team standpoint, being really well coached, and that's where guys, if you're wondering right now what your role is, hey coach, I wasn't a star player last year, I don't really know my role. Hey, find a way to go on the field. Special teams is a great way to do that. Everybody can be involved with that, and everybody can do something. But I am super excited to be here today. I'm super excited to get a new era of football started. And I'm going to finish by saying, before I take questions, Coach Curtis is a large part of why I'm here. We didn't know each other. We talked on the phone. I'll meet him in person. I'll see you back there, Coach. I'll meet him back there in a minute. He put UMS-Wright football on the map. He built a strong, strong legacy. And a guy like me doesn't stand up here behind the podium today if it's not for him. So thank you, Coach. With that said, I'll take questions from anybody that would like them now. And if not, we'll do one.
You're leading a very successful situation program in a different state. What is it that's special about UMS that draws you to make that sort of move?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what kind of goes into whenever I said, like from the first phone call that I got from Frank, I started doing my research. You want a place that lines up. I've got a young family. You want a place that lines up with the values you have for a family. And I think UMS ticked every box that I wanted for the future of my kids, for my wife, for myself. A place where I think we can grow professionally, I think we can grow personally and spiritually. And then the football part obviously was a no-brainer. It's a great football program. It's a great place to coach. And I just know that it's a place that we can have a lot of success going forward.
But your dad has some connections here, right? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so my dad is I wish he was here today. He's probably the hardest one. If my mom ever, if she passes away before him, he's going to go to work or go work out before he goes to her meeting. So, hopefully he'll watch this. But he's a great guy. He's played center field in South Alabama. Played during a really good era of baseball for them, and that is my one mobile tie. So my dad played baseball in South Alabama. Played for Coach Kittrell and played with some really good ball players.
What's the first priority?
What we did today, I think the first people are what make the organization great. And I think getting to meet everybody, knowing the stakeholders, knowing the players, knowing the coaches, and just building a good, solid foundation. It's here, but like I've said, I know Coach Curtis has probably heard it on the radio. I can't beat him. I've got to try to make some things my own. I've got to make sure that we start the program off and build it the way that we need to build it. Taking some of the great things that he did, continue to build it a little different way now.
Will you go through spring, or will you save that week for the fall?
I think it's going to come down to just how many players we can get there. I like the idea of doing a little bit more in the fall, but we just got to find a way to start establishing some processes and stuff. And if it works out, we have some guys in the spring football will do it. If not, we'll just keep it to the fall.
Did you pursue the job, or it seems like you were pursuing it and yet to be sold on it?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, y'all, there's a lot of bigger back here doesn't know this. I met with my guys this morning, and man, it was a super talented football team. We've been to 3 out of the last 4 state championships, had, I think, 71 kids coming back. I wouldn't look at the league. It was a great football job. Like I said, sometimes you can't pass up opportunities when you play. It ticks every box that you're going to job. Good. All right, well, thank y'all. I look forward to doing things the right way. Look forward to a great career at UMS-Wright. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Coach Williams. We talked to a bunch of coaches over the course of the search, and on a random Monday night when when I called Sam at home, he didn't know who I was. I said, yeah, this could be a guy that we need to talk to, and it surely was. And the main thing is we didn't talk football or X's and O's or anything. We just talked about his values, his family, and the values of this school, and we knew that those aligned, and that's where the whole thing got started. I want to extend my thanks to Dr. Barber and to Wes Lathan, the entire board, most of which are here in the search committee. We set out, like Dr. Barber said, to find, number one, a high character man who understood and appreciated the mission and the vision of the school. And then we wanted to prove a winner, and quickly we found out that Sam checked both those boxes. In our interview process, we rarely got into what his coaching style was. You know, we wanted a man to lead these young men. They're here at our school. Our task was pretty simple. We ended up finding what I believe is the right guy for our job to lead us into the next phase of UMS football. It's an exciting day for all of us here, and then work starts today. Sam's family's going to head back and finish school, and he's here to get this thing going. After this is over, Dr. Barber, Mr. Lathan, Sam are happy to answer any questions. I can answer any questions from board perspective or from the search committee or from the school. So thank you all for being here. Go Bulldogs.